I am the Volunteer Engagement Coordinator here at RAISE. RAISE is a youth mentoring charity and we provide youth mentoring services to public high schools throughout Australia. Those roles are volunteer-based. Our program is evidence-based, so there's a lot of research behind how that is affecting our young people and how it actually changes their lives. The opportunity to volunteer with RAISE is really an easy way to volunteer your time. It's simply 2 hours a week for 23 weeks of the year, and you're able to do that, during your lunch hour potentially. There is extensive training provided to all of our volunteers. And there's also that ongoing support available on site at the school.
All these benefits to volunteers, and it very much ties in with what I see as being the art of full-time living in terms of giving back and being part of your community, and that richness that you get from sharing your knowledge with the community and young people for this program. So could you describe some of the typical volunteers who are part of your program?
We have a really broad range of people that come and volunteer with RAISE. Often we have students who are joining the program as part of their placement with some relevant study like psychology or counselling. We also have corporate mentors that come on board that partner with us, and staff are able to mentor during their work time, which is amazing. But a large component of our mentor base is from that older age group. I absolutely love our older mentors because I feel that they have such a wealth of knowledge, of experience to give to our young people. They have that life experience, but not only that, they have the time to commit, the real desire to give back to their community and mentor a young person in their local school.
And when you say older person, do you think it's more the stage of life where they're no longer in a full-time paid career?
Potentially, but some people are still working.
Okay.
Some people may be working part-time. Some people may have had kids themselves who have now obviously flown the coop. They've got time to be able to give back to young people that are coming through our programs. So they're at different stages of their life. They could be retired. They could be in that earlier retirement age, but also I really love to engage our older communities, the people that are late 60s, 70s, even 80s. We have mentors that are coming up to mentor in schools.
Can you tell me a bit about some of the evidence of what the benefits have been for your mentors?
Data and Youth Insights team who conduct analysis of our programs. So they analyse the programs from the mentee perspective, but also from the mentor's perspective. And we have mentors reporting a range of benefits that they experience when they're mentoring. So one of the biggest things that mentors report is that they get a real sense of contribution to the community. So a lot of our mentors come on board because they actually want to give back to the community. And so that's one of our top benefits that people report, that they get that real sense of giving back. We give you all the training around listening and empathy. So a lot of our mentors report that they've got increased listening skills and that they're able to empathise with lots of different people in the community, not only young people, after they've mentored with us. One of the other benefits, and I see that in my own school where I mentor, is that increased connection in your local community. So I'm mentoring myself this year at my local school, and I've met so many people in my local area that I haven't met before, and we're already making plans to get together and have coffees. I have to say I was nervous, but there is no need to be nervous, because what RAISE does is they provide all the scaffold for you to become a mentor and to be a successful mentor in your role at your local school. So there's quite a lot of training that you do prior to becoming a qualified youth mentor, and there is face-to-face training that we do where our mentors can do things like role plays and ask a lot of questions about some of the topics that they might be experienced in their mentor program. But not only the training pre-mentoring, you also get ongoing support whilst you're in the program. We have qualified program counsellors who are on site every week when you're at the school, and they're there to give you support if you need it with your mentee, or we also have group session after we mentor. Wellbeing teams are on site as well to provide additional support if needed. So you've got a lot of training and you've got a lot of ongoing support to provide you with all the tools to become an amazing mentor. Our very first program of the year is called Jitters, And that is where we all get together and we do sort of like round robin games where we get to meet each other and talk with all the different young people. And then the program counsellor is really kind of having a good eye on who's making a connection, and then what she will do, or he will match the mentor with a mentee. Second week when you come in to meet your mentee who you've been matched with, it's just so exciting. And I was matched with a young person who was absolutely delightful, and it is very emotional to think that I'm not going to see him again. We talked about a lot of things. We talked about anxieties, we talked about study skills, we talked about family. He was from a family where his dad lived overseas, so he had a stepdad, so there was, the extended family and dealing with that kind of environment. By the end of the program, he was already making progress by starting his assessments 2 weeks in advance. The students that were at my local school, they had varying array of issues, but all of those issues that they presented with, you do get the support of your RAISE program counsellor to help you. Generally, our mentors come back because they just love it. It is an amazing experience, and the skills that they have learnt during their experience, but also with the training, they go on to utilize those in different areas in their life. Listening skills, patience, you can use that within your work or with your own family. So after their mentor program, they go on through their school life and they've actually come back as mentors because they've just, experienced such an amazing result from that mentee-mentor relationship that they had in year 8.
2 hours a week for 23 weeks, and it's during business hours. How do you suggest people go and speak to their employers?
We do have a little information pack that is available to mentors who would like to raise it with their manager. Once an employer understands the program, a lot of people just love it and get on board and allow their staff to go out there and mentor.
We know from the evidence there's the mental health benefits. So if the staff member's happier and has good, strong communication skills, then the workplace where they work at benefit from all this training and time off to give back and also bring those skills and happiness back to the office. Over the last couple of years, what my research has shown is that midlife women have gone through a lot. It's a stage in life when they're potentially experiencing perimenopause, empty nesting, work circumstances have changed, whether it's redundancy or having to work from home, whether they want to or not. So much is shifting, and maybe even relationships are changing with their life partner. That's often a prompt for people to reassess what is going on in their lives and think about, well, what do I want to do differently once I'm re-energized and recharged? So do you see those sorts of factors influencing why people come in and start doing your program?
There's probably more interest in volunteering once people see what our program is about and they see the value in it, not only for themselves but also that they're actually making a difference to a young person's lives. In the past, women have been probably more likely to volunteer than men. However, it's interesting in this role, I do often see younger men coming on board and mentoring young people, which is great. An industry where women are more often wanting to volunteer. We hope to get some more women coming on board.
One of the benefits of the training that you guys provide is just kind of being more comfortable with meeting new people, whether it's talking to the young person or even at a networking event. Do you find that there's some friendships that come about as a result of that frequency of mentors coming together, meeting at the school every week?
With my own school that I'm mentoring at. So I remember the first day and not knowing anybody, and now we're going out for coffees and enjoying each other's company and organising to meet up at our RAISE Gala Ball in a couple of weeks. So yeah, definitely those relationships have grown and established over time, and we're already talking about mentoring again next year at the same school.
I can imagine there's people who probably don't know some of their neighbours and people who live in their community. So by going to your local school, you get to know a whole bunch of new people who live in your area.
Get all your checks done and you can come on board in the future. I love making friends and connections. So for me, in my role at RAISE, that's given me a lot of opportunity to meet more people and make those connections in my local community that when I mentor at my local high school. I've made the choice in my life to always work for a not-for-profit organisation. For me, it's about making a difference and having that real sort of purpose in my life to understand that I am making a difference by working in not-for-profits.
Thank you so much, Jo. I really appreciate your time. And I really encourage everyone to sign up, join the RAISE program. It's a really fantastic program. You get trained, it gives you skills, it's giving back to your local community and young people who really need it. This is a really great structured way to get reconnected with others, as well as, I guess, reskilling for yourself.
Absolutely. Thank you, Natalie.
Thanks, Sherry.